I'm going to be showing you my Amara build for the 4th skill tree. And I know that's kind of like beating a dead horse, but that's what I'm going to do. We're on Mayhem 11. I do have my Guardian rank enabled. I don't think that's a big deal. Everyone honestly should have most of these by now if you're on DLC 5 in the game. If not, this build is perfectly viable, and by the time that you get all the gear that's required for this, you should have a sufficient amount of Guardian rank. We'll jump into the skill trees first. So the purple skill tree here, I have taken a lot of points in it, and it's going to be focused on using the phase flare, which everyone knows by now by watching other people's videos and stuff that the phase flare is a little bit OP. And so what it does is summons an orb of elemental energy that deals elemental damage to nearby enemies. Pressing R3 will cause the orb to fly forward towards an enemy and damage them. Additionally, every time that you use a melee attack on it, it will gain increased damage. Pressing L1 will cause the orb to return to you. So starting off, we're going to get 5 in Heavy Rain because this increases our projectile speed and splash damage. We really want that splash damage. Then we get 5 into No Mistakes, and that way every time we inflict a status effect, which is quite often, we're going to gain increased melee damage. And if you guys didn't see a splash and melee build, we're going to grab 1 into Unweave the Rainbow, and then we're going to grab 3 into Go with the Flow. We're going to grab 1 into Combo Breaker. That brings us down here, and then we can get 5 into Joyful Freedom, which will give us more melee damage. We're going to put 1 in to Burn Both Ends. We're going to put 3 into Body and Mind, and we're going to put 3 into Atman. And then we're picking up the purple capstone. We skip the blue tree entirely. We're going to go straight into the red tree. In the red tree, we're going to pretty much try to just get all the way down to sustainment by picking whatever we can. I don't like to pick up infusion. There's no need for us to pick up infusion right now. But I put 3 out of 3 into steady hands, 5 into anima, 5 into Tempest. My class mod is giving me 3 into Illuminated Fist plus that 1 point, giving us 300% melee damage, which is insane on this build. We're going to get 5 into Wildfire, so that way we can spread our effects. If we end up damaging someone, not killing them, we can spread the effects really easily, which synergizes with that purple tree skill, which gives us increased melee damage. I didn't really like any of these options right here, so I just went with 1 into Catharsis. It's not that great, but we had to get down into the sustainment. So we're using mainly a Face Puncher. Otherwise, I would have picked up Indiscriminate, but Face Puncher and Indiscriminate don't play nice together. And then on the green tree. In the green tree, we're mainly coming down to get Find Your Center and Samsara, but we're going to get 3 into Personal Space, 2 into Root to Rise, 5 into Arms Deal, so that way we get more splash damage, 3 into Samsara, which we're going to be activating this quite a bit, and then we're going to get 1 into Find Your Center for all the melee. And that's pretty much the skill trees, guys. We're going to jump into the gear, and here we go. In the gear, I am using more Laneige, I can't say that word. Anyways, we're using this mainly because it has the 120% melee damage. This actually, it's important, but it's not crucial. There's other guns in the game that can give you melee damage, and we're only going to be using this when the orb is out. Otherwise, we're going to be mainly using a Face Puncher, and we got a redundant Face Puncher, so it has times 14 pellets, and that each pellet's going to count as a single melee hit. So whenever we do things that, on melee hit, it's going to have 14 chances to activate, and we are running that with a U-Red build, which is why we do not need any points into infusion. The shield that we're going to be using is a front loader. Mine currently has action skill cooldown rate, which is very nice, and ASE would be good on this too if you want. I like to get my action skill back a little bit quicker, but that can be a little bit redundant on this build, because of combo breaker. You can get lucky and immediately reset your action skill, so an ASE on here wouldn't be a bad idea. I am keeping with the melee theme, and I'm using a fish slap. If you can't get a fish slap, find something that gives you an OGT anointment. But if you hit up any Discord, most people will have a fish slap for you. We're using the Muse class mod, and that's kind of important because whenever Amara damages an enemy with a melee attack, she projects melee damage outwards of her tuned element towards another enemy. This skill has a short cooldown. The cooldown, I don't know the exact time, but feels somewhere around like 6 seconds. And they did this kind of debuff this a little bit, and it's not as powerful as what it used to be, but it's still really good. Every time we shoot our face puncher, well, not every time, but once every 6 seconds, we will be shooting that projected orb out. And I have mine kind of a god roll. It has splash damage, action skill, cooldown rate, and melee damage, which all plays into our skills and our weapon. And then my artifact I'm using is a radiation stone white elephant. Now this is amazing. It has shotgun damage, melee damage, and radiation damage. The shotgun damage will buff the face puncher, and the melee damage will buff the face puncher, and radiation will buff you, Rad. Not to mention that we add radiation to all, and we also have a 30% chance to apply a sticky bomb, which means that we actually have 14 chances of 30% chance to apply a sticky bomb. Now that means that you're pretty much getting a sticky bomb every single time, and they all do elemental damage. You can get sticky bombs that do normal kinetic damage, but we pretty much boost our elemental damage really ridiculously, so all of this synergizes really well together. But to test this out, I'm on Mayhem 11. I am in the Guardian takedown. I'm going to do this first part so you guys can see it, and we're going to enable a true takedown right here. And here we go. It'd be funny if I go down like instantly. But no, it should be really, really simple. Pretty much, you're going to want to get your orb out. When you get your orb out, you're going to shoot it, pull it back, melee it, and now it's going to be doing ridiculous damage. Pull it back to you, hit people with it, pull it back, and rinse and repeat. Everyone should know this by now. As you can see, we can pretty much one-pop people with our shotgun. Not these bigger guys, but that explosion that's happening is actually coming from a skill called Body and Mind, and this is increasing our splash damage. For some reason, it causes I was trying to test it out and figure it out, and if I take that skill off, then it doesn't really work. But if I keep it on, then you can see all these crazy novas that pop up around people. Anyways, we're going to throw out that ball, pull it back, punch it back at that guy. He's almost dead. Punch it back. Now, if you were using a 390 on one of these weapons, not the face puncher, but like the Lanuge or the Psycho Stabber, then it would be the orb would be one hitting everyone, but I unfortunately could not find a 390. So I'm making do with what I got, and it works pretty well. You pretty much will freeze everyone that you hit and send them flying. It's great. He just walked near that and he's dead. Something you gotta know about your ball, though, is that your ball will break every 3 hits, so sometimes you're just gonna want to pull it to you instead of actually hitting it. I know that hitting it can actually cause more damage, but it's not always needed. Sometimes you want it to sit out to just kind of have your back and kill people. Anywhere else in the game, like the Malawan takedown, or Athenas, or Slaughter Shafts or anything, you will be doing one pops to everyone. as you can see, I did almost kill myself right there by getting hit by my own bombs. But for the most part, you aren't going to really go down. I'm not even trying. And, I mean, if it was Mayhem 10, it'd be a little bit more chaotic, because Mayhem 11 kind of takes away all the modifiers, making it, in my opinion, way easier. I know there's other videos out there that people are hitting damage cap with this orb, and that's due to the 390 annoying. But, like I said, I couldn't find one on my Lanuge, and I don't think it's really needed. And yeah, that's that, you guys. This beginning of this raid is extremely easy with this build, and, I mean, I'd highly suggest trying it. So if you like it, if you like the content I'm putting out, or if you like listening to my voice, yeah, who does? Go ahead, feel free to leave a like and potentially subscribe. Or don't. Until next time, happy hunting, and take it easy.